Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to another Weather with Ryan forecast video. We have a busy weekend coming up, but before we get into the weekend, let's discuss today's weather. Taking a look at the models, you can see a line of thunderstorms moving through our area around 1 and 2 in the morning. Unfortunately, this line of storms is going to go through some of the areas that just had a lot of storms last night. They really don't need any more storms. Down near Union City, Campbell, Dyersburg, Huntington, and Sykeston, they've had a lot of rain through the past 24 hours. There was actually 2 flash flood emergencies issued last night. I wasn't up to see them, but we do not need any more rain. We've had so much rain the past 3 weeks. We've had 3 flash flood emergencies issued. I mean, this is very uncommon, but it looks like these storms are going to come through around 2 in the morning, and they're going to exit our area around 10 or 11 a.m. tomorrow. Speaking about tomorrow, let's look at the hazardous weather for tomorrow. Taking a look at the Storm Prediction Center's outlook, this is their day 3 outlook. I mentioned this big band of thunderstorms and this big system of storms moving through on Sunday in my 2 previous videos. Well, the SPC has finally issued their day 3 outlook, and it's right on where I thought they would be. Western Kentucky is underneath this outlook. All down here, we are underneath a big, huge, slight risk of thunderstorms. It would not surprise me to see this big, slight risk to be enhanced even further into an enhanced risk. I wouldn't even consider it out a moderate risk, but that's way too early to be saying, oh, there's going to be a moderate risk. Oh, there's going to be enhanced. No, I mean, it's too early to say that. I shouldn't even be saying that, but it really wouldn't shock me to see a enhanced risk issued tomorrow or Sunday morning. But yeah, Western Kentucky is in this area. Paducah, Bowling Green, Evansville, Louisville, Indianapolis, Chicago, Peoria, Springfield, half of St. Louis and Fort Wayne, Portage, and Grand Rapids are all underneath this slight risk. Let's go ahead and take a look at models and see why this slight risk is in place. Taking a look at the European model, we are looking at the MSLP anomaly, which is basically a map that shows where the high and low pressures are at. So timestamps are right on the left-hand corner. You can see this low pressure system really start to develop on Sunday around 10 p.m. August 6th. Really, really strong low pressure system, 1,004 millibars. Very, very strong. And then it starts to really progress eastward towards the upper portions of the Ohio Valley. This is not a good situation because there's actually a lot of low-level shear, but this is not really the best situation that could be going on. This is Monday at 4 p.m. Really, really strong low-pressure system, 1,002 millibars, and then it continues to strengthen even more. Yesterday, the models were a little bit more bullish on how strong this low-pressure system got. It got down to 998 millibars, which is very strong. But this is Monday at 4 p.m. Very, very strong low-pressure system right over Indiana. This could cause major consequences for possible tornadoes, damaging winds, and large hail in the portions of the upper Ohio Valley. Let's go ahead and take a closer look at this storm system to pinpoint out these details. Taking a closer look at this huge storm system moving through. This is a very active start to August, I will say. Really, really strong low pressure system. Really strong. Right over Indiana. This is Monday at 1 p.m. Extremely strong low pressure system. I can't get over how strong this is for an August system. This can cause very, very, not good consequences for the upper portions of the Ohio Valley. Large hail, damaging winds, and tornadoes are all on the table. All storm modes are possible. The SPC agrees with me on this notion. The tornado risk will be mainly closer to where the low pressure system actually tracks. Right here, this would be I would say the biggest corridor of tornadoes. The further north you go would obviously be a lot better because that's where the actual low pressure, big fat low pressure system is. But where I just drew out, I would say this will probably be the biggest corridor of possibly tornadic storms. These storms are going to be mainly supercellular in the beginning, and then they might transition into more of a linear storm line, into possibly a line of storms moving across the upper Ohio Valley. Then that would transition into mainly a wind-driven threat. I want to shift our attention to the 500 millibar winds, which are the winds 10,000 feet up. This is where you basically track storm systems moving through. Right now we have a very deep digging trough. Well, I wouldn't really call it deep digging trough. It is a trough that you don't normally see in August. Very strong upper level winds on the upper portions of the Ohio Valley and also in the lower portions. You can really see that low pressure system right over there. That is a nice low pressure system. Let's go ahead and outline that. Really, really good. There's some good kinks in the jet stream. This would cause good forcing for storms to develop. But yeah, there are very strong 500 millibar winds in this area. This low pressure system is going to be one strong one. Taking a look at the 850 millibar winds, which is wind shear. This is wind changing with height. This is mainly good tellings where tornadoes are going to be. If you have a lot of wind changing with height in a certain area with the low pressure being nearby, then there's a pretty good chance of tornadoes. There's strong wind shear in this storm. This is Monday at 7 p.m. Look how strong the wind shear is anywhere around here. This is very, very strong wind shear. I mean, I can't get over how strong this is. You can't see the graph at the bottom of the screen, but that is almost, I'd say that's around 50 knots of wind shear. That's very strong wind shear for this. There's more than ample enough wind shear, wind changing with height, for these storms to be rotating. Look how strong this wind shear is. I can't get over this. Very, very strong wind shear. Very ample for rotating storms. If these storms are supercellular, which they most likely will be at the start of this outbreak. We could be very well having a possible tornado outbreak. Not trying to alarm anyone, but this is not looking like the best of situations. Taking a look at the dew points, which is the moisture in the air. This is obviously for storms, because if there's no moisture in the air, then how are storms going to develop? They don't. But besides that, there's very, very ample dew points for the storms. This is at 12 p.m. 66 dew points over in, that's really big. 66 dew points over in Terre Haute, 76 down in Murray. Very, very strong dew points. More than enough to create storms. And they only get stronger throughout the day. This is 6 p.m. on Sunday. I mean, it's going to be one humid, nasty day down in western Kentucky. 76 dew points. That is flat out miserable. That is disgusting. Nasty. But very strong dew points over in Indiana. Same goes over in Illinois. The further west you go, also over in Illinois, I would say the lesser chance there would be for storms, because obviously the lakes are cooling it a little bit. But that's besides the point. Very strong dew points, very good dew points for severe storms and storms to initiate. I don't really care to look for total precipitation on the European model because I don't always think it's accurate. I always like to wait and look at that on the more short-range models. But I just wanted to go ahead and give you guys a look at the possibility of substantial rainfall over in central Indiana. There's a lot of rainfall. 4.19 inches in Terre Haute, 1.83 over near Indianapolis, almost 3.20 inches over near Springfield. That's quite the substantial rainfall through the storms. And speaking about looking at the rainfall, this also kind of gives us a good estimate on where these storms are really going to be. And it looks like these storms are going to train through central Illinois and central Indiana. But time will tell. I'm waiting until the short-range models come in, because that's whenever we could really start to hone in who has the biggest severe threat and what is the biggest severe threat. And finally, last but not least, we cannot go without a Weather with Ryan forecast without talking about the CAPE values. CAPE values is a convective available potential energy, in English, storm fuel for these storms. If there's not a lot of CAPE, then storms will not take advantage of the atmosphere and will not fire. But there's very substantial, pretty decent CAPE values for this storm system moving through the area. Ain't that bad. You could tell. Sunday, this is at Sunday at 9 p.m. Very strong, not really strong, more so like insane CAPE values in the Pennyvale region of Kentucky, almost 45,000 joules per kilogram. That is more than enough for storm fuel. That is more than enough for storms to take advantage of this environment. 1,700 joules per kilogram over in Indy. That's not the most amount of CAPE I've ever seen, but it's doable. The Euro is not doing a good job at picking up on the CAPE values. I'm just saying this is Monday, August 7th at 2 in the morning. Obviously, daytime heating has been lost because it's 2 in the morning. This is at 12 in the morning. 1,800 joules per kilogram and 1,552 joules per kilogram over in near Terre Haute and surrounding areas. Very strong CAPE values over there. Almost 2,000. Around 2,000 joules per kilogram over in western Kentucky. More than enough storm fuel for these storms to take advantage of this atmospheric, conditions and all that. As I said before, the Euro is not doing a good job at picking up CAPE values. That's why I'm waiting for the NAM to come in, the HRRR, where we could really hone in who has the biggest threat for severe storms and what these severe storms, what they're going to bring. Tornadoes, large hail, damaging winds, who knows? That's why I'm waiting, and I will most likely have a video of that tomorrow or the day of the event on Sunday. Thank you everyone for tuning in to this weather forecast video. Make sure to hit the subscribe button and turn on the notification bell to stay in the loop for any severe weather information or for my Weather with Ryan live streams. Stay safe out there. I'll have more videos on this upcoming storm system. See you guys in the next video.